excited. Our virtual green room is packed today. You're going to love this. And this is where my heart, where my passion lies, in promoting women, especially in leadership. There's just not enough of it. You guys know, you send me the emails all the time. So here's who we have. If you could be a fly on the wall off the air, imagine the conversation. We have Linda McMahon with us, co-founder, former CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment. And she's partnered up with a couple of dynamos for sure. Stacey Schieffelin is with us too. She's the founder and president of YBF Beauty. You've heard of it. And social media strategist Debbie Saviano joins us. It's interesting right there if you think of just their last names. Hey, I grew up in that neighborhood, so I know. But I love their new company that is aimed specifically, zeroing in at promoting leadership opportunities for women. So, ladies, welcome to America Tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good morning, or good night, good evening.
Exactly. And, we air all over the place, so it could be morning drive, somebody driving down the road, or, in Portland earlier in the evening. So, Linda, tell me how this all came about. How did you get involved with this? How did this happen?
Well, actually, I am going to let Stacey Schieffelin take over and tell you that, because she and Debbie Saviano were the real catalyst in this, and I'd love to hear them tell it because they tell it so well, and since they were the originators, I'm going to turn it over to them.
All right, Stacey, I love that. I love that. Linda turning the mic over. So, Stacey, tell us how you and Debbie schemed this idea up.
And you know what? As great women do, we always have a scheme. You think about what's the process of something you want to happen, and then you work towards it. And that's exactly what happened. I was at a conference. I met Debbie Saviano. She is the social media strategist. She is a designer in her own right on how to have women and people have influence online. And when I met her, I was just so engaged and connected with her. I said, oh, my God, you've got to be on my show on HSN, YBF Beauty. We sell beauty products. I want you to be one of my girlfriends. YBF stands for your best friend. And I was going to have some of my BFFs on. So I invited her to come on with a girlfriend, and they came on. And after 2 days of shows, and she was like, I'm mesmerized by all this stuff, that being behind the scenes at a shopping channel is so invigorating, and it's real time, it's quick, fast. I said, girlfriend, that's how we do things. And Kate, because in your industry as well, we kind of think in 4 to 8 minute sound bites. Get the message out, tell your benefits and features, get people engaged. Keep them interested. I said, you know what? If we could do that and really be a catalyst for change, be guiders, be motivational women for other women, and take them on a journey, would you be in for that? We sat down and we went through about an hour of brainstorming, and she's like, I'm all into it. I love it. I said, okay, Debbie, here's the deal. We just had a groundbreaking idea. This is think pioneer. Break it all up, make it happen, really discover things for all of it. She goes, yeah, I'm into it. I want to do this. We can do it. We can create a safe place for women to come and engage, connect, and prosper mentally, physically, and financially. I said, okay, let's go do that. I'm going to call you this week. We're going to make it happen. And here's the deal. You cannot let life get in the way with this, because we've all said we want to do so many things in our life, and you know how things just happen.
Yes.
Debbie goes, Stacey, I am a doer. We are going to make this happen. So I'm going to now hand it over to Debbie.
All right. I love that, Debbie, by the way. What a powerhouse Stacey Schieffelin is. There's no question about it. And if anybody out there has seen her, they absolutely know what I'm talking about. So you have that conversation. I like it. She's driving the train saying, let's not just talk about it because we're all busy. I like to say we live in a 140-character world. So how do you take this and make this safe place and move it forward?
So Stacey and I, we spent all these days together planning. So then afterwards, we got together with her husband, David, who's a Harvard grad, and he helps with the business plan. So we had this concept down. We had gone through everything. But we said we need to have a woman who's been there, done that, and who's willing to give us guidance and counsel. And Stacey said, I've got a girlfriend, as we do, as Stacey said. So she calls, makes an appointment for us to go up and see Linda McMahon in Connecticut, and Linda's gracious enough to give us some time. So we go up and we basically pitch our idea of what we're wanting to do. And we said, Linda, we need insight. Tell us if we're on the right track. Should we do something differently, et cetera, et cetera. And so then I'm going to turn it over to Linda. We didn't even plan this, but this is such a good tag team. It's perfect. So, Linda, I'm listening to your court, my friend.
Linda, you have the floor, Linda, now, because they came to you, they came to the mountain. You know how to do these types of things, and you certainly know how to crack through the glass ceiling, and especially gathering people together. So, what did you add to what was happening here?
I don't really think I added anything. They came to me with such a well-thought-out plan, and I think I've validated their thought process. But let me just back up for a second. You've heard both these women now on the phone. Do you think I had a chance when they came up here? I mean, Debbie said it. You know, we're such a great tag team. Amen. They were. They came in, but the thing of it is I had been also looking at ways to help empower women. When I was campaigning for the Senate in the state of Connecticut, and being in business for such a long time, I came across so many women, and I really wasn't aware of the marketplace and the need for empowerment, or the need for a market that was truly there for a community of women who wanted to support each other, needed guidance, needed help on how to, as you said, Kate, shatter the glass ceiling.
Yes.
How to stand more forcefully. Well, I can say that, on their own 2 feet. And so the more I talked with Debbie and Stacey, I thought, this is so good. It just dovetails so beautifully into what I have been thinking about in terms of, how to reach out and reach more women, to convince more of them to run for office, to convince more of them to go in for that promotion, to ask for that higher raise, or if they're starting their business, how can they access capital? How can they more efficiently develop their business plan? I said, wow. I said, and this, I think, can really be a great company. And so while they came to get advice and validation before they left, I wanted in, and they allowed me to be their partner. And I came in, and I think it's just been a great relationship. And so we're moving the ball forward to our first event in May 19th through the 22nd. We started in Texas. We're going to be in Irving, Texas, which is just a suburb of Dallas. Mm-hmm. Debbie lives there. She has so many contacts. We've worked very well with the Chamber of Commerce, with Beth Bowman, who has just been amazing for us. She's the CEO of the Irving Chamber, and we're really excited.
5-star.
That's right. Yes, she definitely wants us full-time to say the greater 5-star Chamber of Irving. So that's kind of the background and how we came to fit all the parts together. I think we each bring our strengths, and I think we mesh and meld so well together, and we truly are a team. And it's just fun.
I bet it's fun. I can imagine. I can imagine. Let's just say having a cocktail with you ladies, what the conversation would be like. I just so boy oh boy. So Linda, in talking about that, you said something pretty interesting about empowerment. What is it about women that we take a step back in asking for a promotion, in stepping up to the plate sometimes? As you said, you ran for Senate, and you could certainly see that. You could see how wonderful that was with females embracing you, men too, but really seeing a lot of women come out of the woodwork. Why is that? What is that about? What is it about women that there's so much in the back seat? I mean, how do you inspire women to jump to these leadership roles?
Well, I think really it's mostly how we grew up, how we were educated, the roles that we lived as we were growing up, and today, what our motto is that we want women who have power and who really execute and do the job well. We don't want that to be a surprise anymore. We want that to be expected, because that is who women are today. And we have found that women who have a community that support them, and as I like to say, give a little wind beneath their wings, they just are more confident. they move forward better. But somehow we need more so than men do. We need that community of women to have that support. And I think that's what we're finding more and more and more. It's not that we take them by the hand and lead them somewhere. We just kind of give them a little buffer zone, give them some tools to really help them empower themselves.
I love that. So well said. Ladies, hang on. We're going to come back with more in just a second here on ATN. All right, we're back with, again, 3 dynamic women who are really trying to make a difference as they partnered up to launch Women's Leadership Live. I love it. Linda McMahon, co-founder, former CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment. We all remember when she ran for the Senate in Connecticut. I remember that. It was terrific. So close. So close. And then we've got Stacey Schieffelin, who's with us, and you catch her on HSN. You know, HSN is near and dear to my heart with my family connection there. She's the founder and president of YBF Beauty and social media guru, I'm going to call her. Yes, she's a strategist. She's a guru. Debbie Saviano, they all got together and decided, okay, let's build something where women can come and make it an expectation that it's commonplace for women to be in these leadership roles. So, Debbie, let's talk about your story. What was it like for you? Because in starting a business, even if you have friends and a little help, you're still out there doing the entrepreneurial thing. What was it like for you?
Well, in my first career, I was a school principal in Plano, and then I left that when I retired, and I started teaching myself and basically went into a transition mode of a social media strategist. And so it's proof of how you can do one thing but move into something else based on what the needs are with society. And so that's what I was doing. You know, everything I do is social media, LinkedIn, every platform you can possibly imagine, because it's a huge opportunity for people to expand their audience, their reach, et cetera, just like we're tweeting about you as we're talking, right? So I did that, and then I speak a lot because I love people, I love meeting people, I love to speak and share the knowledge. And so then the natural transition for that was when Stacey and I got together and started talking. All of us brought in what we had come from and what our strengths were there. So to be able, though, to work with Linda and Stacey and to get their insights, their knowledge, their expertise, their experiences has been huge. We all are mentors to each other, and we say that every day. We always are learning from one another, and that's what we want for the women with Women's Leadership Live events. We want them to have access to women who have knowledge and skills that can benefit them in their professions, whatever that is. But to have access to women who can sit down and say, you know what? And I'll tell you a funny story. The other day we had a gathering here in Plano with over 100 women. They all came together to meet us all and everything. I'm a Texas girl. I love to talk fast. But Linda, in her beautiful way, is reminding me that I need to slow down, which let me just tell you, Kate, that's a challenge for me to do that. But she said, now remember, slow down. We mentor each other every day, and we want to expand that to all the other women who are interested as well. So, short answer.
I like that short answer. All right, Stacey, how about you listening to what Debbie's saying, that access, that knowledge? So is it just a myth? You know, it used to be, and I think somebody just created this to keep us separate, knowing that we could rule the world, that women didn't really help each other. But I don't think that's true. I think there is knowledge. I think there are a lot of women who want to give back, and obviously that's why you're creating this network, because you feel that it's out there, correct?
And, Kate, I think you're right. Yes, correct. I think you're right. I think if we give ourselves enough credit to know that women do come together when they're in a community and a sisterhood, and they do share. I mean, it's proven. The data is now out that when companies boost women and their sisterhood and a community and their leadership roles, it also boosts the bottom line for companies. Our events are going to be about an environment, a safe place, with the high potential for women to really engage in their work, their communities, their civic engagement, like Debbie said, but all the while raise their confidence far higher than they ever thought it could be. I mean, if you could just think out of the box for a minute, what it would be like from the moment you're born as a female to be told every day that you can achieve anything you want. How big would our confidence be? Still have a good ego, a self-respect, and be humble. I mean, there is a side to all of that, but sharpen women's leadership skills on how to develop that. We don't do that enough as women, energize each other. That's what our attendees will respectfully gain from being involved with women that have been doers, have sacrificed their own financial awareness, their own piggy banks to make their businesses happen. From a corporate person wanting to go to a C-suite office to an entrepreneur or a business leader who wants to thrive, really wants to make a difference, not just go through the mundane of the day-to-day of a job, but really wants to provide her family and herself with a method and a guidance for critical thinking and problem solving. We don't get deep enough in that to transform ourselves every day, and we don't take women by the hand and guide them to come with us. We're not taught that from the moment we're young girls. This is a program that's going to really change what mentoring looks like. And we're going to call each other out when we know we can be great and we don't do it, and we're going to push each other. And we're not going to do it for just a one feel-good weekend where we all come together and then we leave and then we get back home in our minutia of our lives, the day-to-day stuff, and forget what we learned. There will be an accredited mentoring program that will sustain those that choose to come in, get involved, and learn all of us together with experts in different industries, different perspectives of life that will give us perseverance, that will tell us how we can learn from a loss, learn from a gain, win and engage in our community, be able to take risks, be fearless, be able to learn how to negotiate like a Linda McMahon in a CEO position. Those are tasks that we women have learned in our 50s and 60s that we want to impart on other women that sometimes just don't know how to ask for help.
Oh, I love that. I love the idea that it's not just over, you feel good, you get all the information, and it's done, that, in fact, you learn more about negotiating, especially, which I think is so lost on so many women, and just because they don't know some of the ways that you can negotiate. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Linda, where do you hope this goes? I mean, this is your first stop, May 19th through the 22nd at the Omni Mandalay Hotel in Las Colinas. Is it the world? Is it the rest of the country? This is just the first stop.
Well, it is the first stop, and we will grow it first little by little. We'll have 2 events this year. Next year, those number of events will grow, and they will be in different parts of the country. And I don't think there is really anything to stop us as to how far we grow, as long as we're delivering on what we promise. I'm always a believer that you underpromise and overdeliver. We want to see success with our women who are coming. We will continue to fine-tune and hone our program. We'll expand it, because I'm sure the programs that we are offering this first time around, there will be more, and we will have more experts that will come in and talk to our women. But we clearly see it as a global platform. You know, that's a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of growth, but I think that we will bring more and more women on board with us as we continue to grow. And it's a bit of the same formula that we had with WWE. It's grassroots execution. Women will have access to the 3 of us and other of our experts. They can touch us, talk to us, interact with us, get our personal recommendations, and as Debbie or Stacey or both said, we continue to learn from each other, and we will learn from them as they will from us, and we'll just continue to grow. That's really what our driver is to continue to grow and to continue to have more and more women feel the strength of what we're doing.
Wow. And so, Stacey, as you go through this process, all 3 of you, how do you select and decide you're working through programs and who you're, I guess, having speak and who's doing the accreditation and whatnot? So you came up with the idea, you've got it ready to roll, you're rolling it out. What are some of the things women can expect that go and attend the first one?
But there's going to be panel discussions. There's going to be breakouts. There's going to be breakouts that if they don't get in the first breakout of their choice, there'll be other breakouts in the day where they can get on a rotation to get into those breakouts. They're going to meet great keynote speakers. As you know, it makes a huge difference when you're with people with influence. They take us to another level. I mean, you've learned that when you wrote your book about the man cave. You knew about the influence of all those people that you wanted to put in your book and what it would tell the story. Well, we want to tell that story for women the same way, Kate. We want to take them through those processes. There'll be events, there'll be parties, there'll be fun, there'll be all-inclusive, but it will be an intimate group. We must say that we only want about 200 women at our first event. Most people are like, oh, my gosh, there's 500 people that want to sign up for this. And we're like, we know, but we want to keep it intimate, and we want to keep a learning process. I also want to mention that since you do know the HSN family and how tight we are there, we have partnered with Bob Sarkostas, the father of invention of TV shopping channels for the past 40 years. He set our whole industry into motion. He has asked us, Women's Leadership Live, to be a conduit for females and their products and bring it on to a new show we have at HSN called American Dream. And we will vet women and their products, see how long they are in the process, their resources, their financial commitment to their companies, and bring them and their products to live television. There's so many venues and opportunities for women that are not just going to be the normal conference. This is a doing. This is a conference that when you come off of it, you're actually put into play. Things are happening. You're not just going and getting, like I said, the feel good. You're also getting access. I think that's the most important word for Linda, Debbie, and I. As we put this company together, we said, you know what? It's access. When was the last time you could actually go up and talk to a keynote speaker that has a name bigger than life? And that female actually talk back to you and ask you what your wants and desires are. You know, it's very hard for that process. Kate, you've been a motivational speaker forever. You've been on panels. Mm-hmm. You're a dynamic speaker. When you're in front of 1,000 people, they all want to talk to you. They all want to have access to you. That's why we want to keep it small and intimate. So women would be able to have access to people like you because they would never in the normal day-to-day have that.
I might just jump in here, Kate, to say we could very well want to entertain. We'd love to entertain having you come and be a speaker for us at one of our events. I think that would be awesome.
I'm in, ladies. Are you kidding? Just to hang with the three of you and the wonderful people that you're going to bring in. Absolutely. We will set it up. You can count on me for sure. Well, this was just terrific, and we're very excited about it. Women's Leadership Live. Remember, Omni Mandalay, May 19th through the 22nd in Las Colinas. Linda McMahon, Stacey Schieffelin, and Debbie Saviano. You guys are really a savvy bunch of women with some fabulous ideas. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks. I hope everyone will check us out at womensleadershiplive.com.
Absolutely. Thank you.